Hello there, I'm delighted to be joined by Women's Super League referee Emily Heaslip and Year 1 referee Lily Innes. Hi Emily, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Chris. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Hi Lily, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Oh, brill. Well, it's really good to see you both, and I'm looking forward to our chat. Lily, I have to say, a few days ago, I came across a letter that you'd written about refereeing, and one of the things you wrote in it was that the whistle means everything to me. It's my life. What made you write that?
Because it means so much to me. Because it's sort of like a symbol of what I've accomplished and stuff. Because it just means so much.
Really good. Well, I know that one particular game, I think your brother was playing and they hadn't got an assistant referee and you stepped in. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. But at first, they put a message out that we need one, and I told my dad I'd do it, and he said, "No, I don't want you to do it," but I forced him to let me anyway.
All right. And how did you feel for the first time on the touchline with a flag in your hand?
I was a bit nervous because I wasn't too clear on what was going on, but I got the hang of it and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, well, that's good. Now, I'm led to believe your dad helped you along the way, didn't he, with some tactics? And there was some mention of some tin foil crumpled up as a ball. Did he use that to explain to the offside rule?
Yeah, we had we had a barbecue or something. It was just left over and I didn't understand what it was. Tried watching a video, didn't understand it, and he just explained it like using his fingers as people, and the tinfoil was the football.
So when he'd done it, were you any better off?
Oh no, yeah, that helped me understand.
Brilliant. Well, I know following that you attended your FA course, your referees course, and you passed it, which was fantastic news. Did you feel a real sense of accomplishment when you walked out the door having qualified as a referee?
I felt really proud of myself that I had something that I could tell people, yeah, I'm a qualified referee, but yeah, it just made me feel really good.
And it should do, and you should be immensely proud of what you've achieved. Now, I know from memory, and I think Emily will probably explain this a little bit better than me, but you mentioned in your letter that your first match you were shaking. You had tummy pain and you had butterflies. I think we've all had those. How did you feel after your first game? What were your memories of it?
I remember the first thing I said to my dad was that doing a referee's course was like the best thing I ever did, because I was really nervous and I'm quite a shy person, so I didn't think I'd be able to do something like that, but I did, and it's like sort of you've accomplished like a fear of like public speaking and things like that.
Well, that's brilliant. I mean, that we talk about life skills, don't we, with those kind of things. Now, you say that refereeing changed your life forever. Has it?
It has, because I've always sort of asked myself, what do I want to do? And I never really had an answer. At 1 minute I wanted to be a teacher, then I was like, oh, I want to work in a zoo, and it's just really random things like that. And now I've finally found something that I want to do, and it's something that I really enjoy. Because I'll go through phases where I'll like something and then I won't do it for like a couple of months and I'll go back to it. Whereas refereeing something that I want to do forever.
Oh, brilliant. Because I know in your letter you actually said, didn't you, I don't want to be a teacher and I don't want to be a doctor and I don't want to be a vet. I want to be a ref. Emily, is she making the right decision?
Most definitely, Lily. What a great choice. Are you excited for the future?
Yeah, really excited.
Good.
Well, Emily, as you know, there's never been a better time now for match officials. There's a shorter time frame to get to the top of the ladder. We've got the ERDP, and for those that don't know what that is, that's the Elite Referee Development Plan. I know you're part of it. Can you give us an overview of what it means to you personally and what it means for other referees in refereeing?
Yeah, in terms of a personal point of view, it's a fantastic opportunity to progress through the ladder, as it is for every other referee that's within the group. The group gives us the opportunity to referee at the next levels, individual coaching. We're exposed to more training camps as well, which obviously will only enhance our ability as a referee on and off the field as well, technically and physically. So we're really lucky in that respect that we've got further coaching available to us. just to help us on the way to the next level.
So of all the things you do in refereeing, what's the one thing that you really love about it?
I think it's said very often, and pretty much every referee feels the sense of teamwork and the camaraderie that we get on match day. It's so nice to be able to turn up as a team of 4 or a team of 3 and just have a bit of fun. Obviously, we all love football, which is why we're involved. But I think the most important thing is that we make friends along the way. And I've certainly got a lot of friends that I'll have friends for life. So I think it's great in terms of social aspect, and also the fact that you get to learn lots of life skills and things that will help us in the future and further down the way in terms of life skills and how we deal with things and people is really important skills that you naturally get from refereeing.
Cool. You're saying all the right things there, and yeah, I've made many friends myself during my refereeing journey. Lily, I'm sure you've got lots of questions you want to ask Emily, so I'm going to sit back now. Go for it.
One of my first questions is,
Lily.
how long have you been a referee?
I have been a referee since 2014, so my maths isn't great. What's that? Almost 10 years now. So not very long, but 10 years have flown by.
How long have you been a referee in the Women's Super League for?
Oh, that's a great question. I should know the answer to that. I think I've been refereeing on the Super League for 4 seasons now, so about 4 years.
Where did you start doing your refereeing? What sort of games? Did you start with youth football as well?
Yeah, I started with youth football. So I did some youth local teams, and I operated at the local academy. So probably down the road from you, Ipswich Town. I started there at their academies, and I worked my way through the under-11s and the under-12s and the under-13s, and gradually just kept working through the age groups.
When did you know that you wanted to be a referee?
That's a very good question. I was still playing at the time when I took up the course, and I was doing a bit of both. I got to the point where I wasn't enjoying playing anymore, and started to referee a little bit more. And before I knew it, I was refereeing every weekend and every Tuesday night and every Thursday night. So I sort of fell in love with it the more I did it, and the more it became a routine. So here I am many years later down the line, and the rest is history. So yeah, I sort of fell in love with refereeing without realising I had.
At any time have you ever wanted to quit refereeing?
Many times. And Lily, I'm sure if you speak to a lot of referees, there will be days where we feel a little bit rubbish after a game, and that's completely normal. I think it's important that we remember that if we make mistakes, that we're all human, and everyone will make mistakes at some point. But when you get back in the pitch and you put your boots back on and get your whistle again and you pick up your flag, we realise why we love it and why we do it, and we forget about the game that we didn't enjoy as much. So yes, there's lots of times, and I'm sure at some point you'll probably feel like that, but remember that we all feel like that, and it's completely normal. So just pick your boots up again, get your whistle, get your flag, and go out and have a good time again. And before you know it, you'll absolutely love it, and you'll forget the bad days.
What's your favourite thing and what's your least favourite thing about refereeing?
My favourite thing is probably, as I mentioned to Chris earlier on, and in yourself, is the camaraderie and the opportunity to make some friends and work with your friends on match day. And the least favourite thing will probably be people moaning, but I think that's always going to be the way. So yeah, probably moaning is not my favourite thing in terms of refereeing.
One of my last questions is, who do you look up to? Who's your motivation, sort of thing?
Very good question. And I was going to ask you the same question, Lily. My motivation would be my parents, purely because of what they've done for me as I've grown up. But in terms of refereeing, I'd probably say we've got Rebecca Welch, who's our number one. She's my inspiration in terms of looking to achieve what she has and where she is, because she's the top in the women's game at the moment and also the men's. So I'd say Rebecca. So yeah, my parents and Rebecca Welch.
I'm finished asking my questions now. Thank you.
Lily, can I ask you the final question back?
Yeah.
Who's your motivation then? Who's your inspiration in refereeing?
I don't feel like I've really had an inspiration, because I watch more of the men's and stuff, and because I went into it so fast. But someone I really like Mike Dean, when I know he's retired now, but his style of refereeing, I thought it's really nice, and the way that he shows that he's the leader in a game, and also the fact that he's booked Mark Noble about 10 times shows that he's a leader.
You're not a West Ham fan,
because we all know that he likes to charge sometimes.
Brilliant.
Goodness me. Lily, those were fantastic questions, really well thought out, and I think you've got some real inspiration there. So when you mentioned Mike Dean was your role model in the men's game, who's your role model in the women's game? There might be a clue on the screen.
Well, obviously Emily, for what she's done for me, but if I'm honest, I don't really watch much women's football. I didn't really even watch Europe and things like that, because I'm just used to the men's. Like, season ticket holder at West Ham, I'm just used to the men's, and it's just what I like to watch. So I don't really watch lots of women's football that way. I don't really see a lot of women referee.
So from now on, will you watch a lot more after speaking to Emily?
Yes.
Of course you will. Well, listen, Emily, it's been fantastic. Thanks for joining us. Lily, again, thanks for your questions and taking the time to speak to us. Enjoy your refereeing. Enjoy what's left of the season. Give it your best shot and have fun. And thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us. Thank you.